If you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. For just $1 a month, your name can appear at the beginning of this and many other upcoming videos.
What in blazes is all the excitement about? Look!
It's probably just the aliens again. You know what I like? An Applejack episode that doesn't make her dumb for the sake of the plot. And Going to Seed is thankfully an episode that doesn't make her dumb for the sake of the plot. Not since the main attraction has she managed to pull off such a great episode. And not just AJ, the whole Apple family too. If this is gonna be the last Apple family episode, they really ended things on a good note. One day the apples are getting ready for the confluence, a really special type of harvesting season. They get Goldie and her cats to help out, but then she starts talking about the legend of the mystical seedling, a creature that can keep apples ripe in any weather. Apple Bloom becomes enthusiastic about it, while AJ thinks there's no such thing. But as more clues are laid out of the seedling's presence, AJ decides that it might be worth helping AB set traps for the creature, and even begins to believe that the seedling just might be real after all. At first I thought this episode wouldn't have much to offer. It just felt like the premise came across as really gimmicky and predictable. But even if it did feel gimmicky and predictable, the story managed to be really good. One great thing about it is that they managed to keep AJ in character without making it a source of conflict in the story. She does act stubborn, but they give a valid reason for why she feels so strongly about this predicament. She explains how she was disappointed about not getting it as a kid and she felt guilty about leaving the rest of the family to do the harvesting. And even then, the stubbornness doesn't become a detriment to the story. She's being stubborn because the elders are actively messing with AB, which is causing them to fall behind on their work. She thinks her sister shouldn't be wasting time chasing something that may not be real, sparing her of the disappointment she went through and wanting her to focus on more important things. The circumstances surrounding the situation make her attitude reasonable, unlike Honest Apple where it goes in a needlessly mean-spirited direction because she was trying to prove a faulty point. And what makes it better is that AJ doesn't keep pushing her stubbornness on her sister. She actually makes a compromise with AB to help set traps if she helps with the harvest. And she makes the deal while still thinking that the seedling hunt is a silly game. Instead of doing this to prove she's right about something, she just wants her sister to be happy and teach her how to manage between having fun and doing work. And what follows is just the most adorable and endearing development between the two. From the montage of setting traps, to all the talks they have about the fun they're having catching the seedling, it feels really soft and wholesome. It shows how instead of making it about capturing the creature, it's actually about giving the sisters something to bond over. The hunt acts as a functional narrative frame for them to spend time together, and through the experience, they genuinely bond as sisters. They develop a real connection over the course of the story, strengthening their relationship and just letting them have fun together. Instead of AJ acting skeptical or AB acting lazy, they actually have a positive interaction, and it feels like they're really connecting as a family, and it really just feels nice. It's also just so much fun seeing AJ acting so energetic and excited, like more so than she ever has in the show before. Her playfulness feels really genuine and adorable, and the timing of her big turnaround feels believable. It reignites the spark of that old childlike wonderment, reliving the adventure of searching for the creature as a kid, and all of it ties into the moral pretty well. AJ making a compromise with AB, spending time with her, managing between work and fun, reliving her childhood. It represents the idea of how work and having fun are just as important, and it manages to teach a secondary moral about being a kid at heart. They show AJ and AB having fun both working and setting traps, and enjoying each other's company while doing it. They show how the two are bonding through both activities and how they both act as an important benefactor to their relationship. At the end, AB worries about how one day she'll be too old to catch the seedling, but AJ reassures her that you're never too old for it if you're doing it with family, which reinforces how they developed a connection between managing their time. It also feels like it was a lesson that was important for AJ to learn, to be grown up but not lose your inner child. It's true that as you grow up you're gonna be an adult and face adult responsibilities, but you shouldn't let go of the things that remind you of your childhood because a lot of your best memories can come from said childhood. It shows how there was actually a method to Goldie and Granny egging the two about the seedling, because they wanted AB to be a good influence on AJ. She was growing into a joyless workaholic and they wanted her to get back into the wonderment she had as a child to even out her personality. This was their way of helping helping her recapture her lost childhood, and it ended up benefiting both of them as it actually brought them closer together. What makes these two morals work so well is how exactly they're incorporated into the story. It makes for a really fun episode about AJ and AB just hanging out and exploring their relationship as sisters. One other great thing about the episode is how it fulfills a desire for all Apple Family fans, showing the entire core of the family together. Even if it's in a flashback, we still get to see Bright Mac and Pear Butter working alongside their kids, teaching them about working on the farm and managing the harvest, even just being together as a family. There's even a moment where Bright Mac passes down his yoke to Big Mac, which really makes all that time he spent wearing it make complete sense now. And unlike AJ's hat, which has a complicated history behind it, this scene actually shows the heirloom being passed down to the child. It really explains why Big Mac was so attached to it over the years, and the way that it's done in only a couple of seconds of screen time really emphasizes how effective it is. And with Granny in the flashback too, it really shows how the entire family is together, and it works as a really great highlight in the episode. And while it's a minor detail, I really like the way the seedling is designed. Something that bothered me in The Best Gift Ever is how they just took the character models of pony characters and stuck some antlers on them. Even the color choices just make them look like ponies as opposed to looking like reindeer. But here, they actually took the time to make the seedling look like an actual deer. It's a model that looks unique and very different from what we usually see, and the color choices they go with really stand out. The autumn tone highlighting the nose, the form of its legs and body, it feels like they really designed a mythical creature. If I had one problem with the episode, it's the implication that the entire harvest was done on Big Mac's labor. It just feels like no one was actually helping him. At one point, AJ even says that he can handle it while they set up traps, and we see how he gets increasingly frustrated that no one's helping him. It gives the implication that AJ completely flaked on her responsibilities while he was picking up the pieces. It ends up muddying the lesson since it was intended to show how to manage time between fun and work, but AJ ends up just focusing on fun and leaving Big Mac to do all the work. There was a nice scene in the middle that helps to put a little development in his relationship with AJ, showing them doing some friendly competition while harvesting apples. It adds to the sibling rivalry between them but keeps it in good fun. But when she just goes off to help AB with traps, it ends up losing its focus. Maybe it would have been better if Big Mac intentionally did the seedling thing instead of doing it in his sleep. It would have shown how he didn't mind the extra work and was also helping AJ to make AB happy. But the twist that we get just feels really typical, and it further enforces how Big Mac just did all the work. It muddies the moral a bit, and it makes for a less interesting climax. But still, even with its pitfalls, Going to Seed was a really fun AJ episode. Not even just an AJ episode, but an Apple Family episode. We even get to see Winona in this one, which is nice since we haven't really seen her in a while. It has good lessons about retaining your childhood as you grow up, finding something for your family to bond over, understanding how work and fun can be equally important, and managing time between important stuff and personal activity. It's a really sweet bonding episode where AJ and AB really form a strong relationship, and it teaches a lesson that AJ needed to learn. And it really works as a good ending for the Apple family since it takes the time to explore the family dynamic and even shows the entire family together, spending time together and working together as a real family. It's sort of like Common Ground where it might be a little predictable but still has a lot to offer. It's definitely a standout episode of Season 9 and a refreshing experience after the troubled one with Garble last week. It shows how Season 9 is still running strong and shows no signs of stopping. So until next time, take care of yourselves and stay awesome. This is Map signing out.